Hi, my name is Adam Smith, and I'll be presenting to you Classical versus Keynesian Economics by Punnawit Rinnasak. Now, the main difference between classical and Keynesian economics is how they view wage flexibility. In classical economics, prices and wages are flexible, changing depending on the market. And in Keynesian economics, prices and wages are sticky, only increasing once full employment is reached. Now, let's look into the origins of classical economics. I, Adam Smith, the father of economics, I believe in laissez-faire, the minimal government interaction in the economy. I believe that an economy will adjust to any changes in its aggregate supply and demand, thanks to the invisible hand adjusting prices and wages. Now, let's look at the shifters of aggregate demand. Number 1, change in consumer spending. 2, change in investment spending. 3, change in government spending. And 4, change in net exports. Now let's see the shifters of aggregate supply. Change in resource prices, change in government action, and change in productivity. Now, to see the flexibility of prices and wages in action, let's look at this example. Let's say there are a lot of investors making huge investment in many businesses, causing the aggregate demand to go up in the upper left graph, as you can see here. This causes an inflationary gap with higher real GDP and higher prices. Now, this is temporary because, according to the classical model, prices and wages will adjust, and so the economy will go into equilibrium. Now, on the lower right graph, we see that the aggregate supply decreases. This is because the workers respond to the higher prices by demanding higher wages. So businesses offer higher wages, and as a result, they spend less on supplies, lowering their aggregate supply. As a result, the graph goes back to equilibrium on the long-range aggregate supply. And as we can see here, because of this, the price level and the wages increase due to this change. Now let us look at Keynesian economics. During the Great Depression, John Maynard Keynes saw the ever-recessing recession and thought that government intervention is needed to get out of the recession. This led him to develop his Keynesian theory of economics. Now, a key principle is that Keynes saw that people save money during recessions, which would cause the economy to go into a lower and lower recession, since the economy needs stimulation. This would repeat, spiraling the economy into lower and lower recession. This is the paradox of thrift. Now, here's the graph of the Keynesian model of economics. We can see that the LRAS has a horizontal slant following a curve and then going straight up again. This is Keynes' view on sticky wages. So on the horizontal part, those are during times of recessions. So at that point, no matter how big aggregate demand gets or small it gets, the prices and wages won't change because businesses need to maintain a set price or else they'll go bankrupt, and consumers would want a set wage or else they would save money and cause further recession. Now, once aggregate demand goes past the curve and into the vertical range, that is when prices and wages can increase. This is because the curve part represents full employment, the trend, and the vertical represents the inflationary gaps. Thank you for this presentation. Now, bye-bye.
Finally done my presentation. I've always hated that Keynes fella.
John Smith,
What?
I've come back from the dead to make you eat your words. You dare say you hate me?
John Maynard Keynes. I have my reasons to hate you. You think the people are so stupid they need the government to maintain their economy? The people are the driving force of America.
But you're wrong. The Great Depression has shown me that people can't take care of themselves. They need the government to take care of themselves for them. They can't adapt to change fast enough.
If you won't go back to where you came from, I'll make you.
Oh yeah? Why don't you make me then?
Let's take this outside. You're strong for a dead man.
You're not that bad for a 300-year-old man yourself.